already broadcasted that I'm a nerd. I'm going to make sure to finalize that here. I actually think about the Iliad, which is a Greek epic poem about warriors and people fighting. It's the Battle of Troy, if you've seen the movie, or it's Achilles, if you've heard that name. I don't think Achilles is a good leader, by the way, but I think the book is good because it shows models of good leadership in folks like Hector and models of bad leadership in people like Achilles or Menelaus. And so that was one book that definitely came to my mind in terms of modeling leadership, because it's been around for thousands of years and it's been teaching men how to be leaders for that long too. The Greeks and frankly all of Western society has been built off of a lot of the lessons learned there. But I'm not just a historian. I think more importantly, I'm a Christian, and I can't walk away from this opportunity without saying 1st and 2nd Samuel. You have the story of David, a man who was obviously equipped and appointed for leadership, but what does he do right after his anointment? He goes to be the servant of the king. So to see again kind of him radiate that sort of humility, and that humility in such in light of such strength, I think has always been inspiring. And the story of David, especially being David's son, has always been something I've latched onto. So, actual David. Yes, actual David. I'm not his son, but here you are.
Like I said, when I was deciding whether I wanted to run, I started reading a lot of history. So I did not do a specific leadership book, David, but the team of rivals talking about Lincoln's cabinet and how he used opposing forces to, like I said, chart a course that actually saved the Union. If you have not read it, that is an amazing book.
Okay. So a book that I would recommend, I believe it's a book by John Gordon, but it's called The Power of Positive Leadership, is what it's called. And within the book, I'm not going to spoil it for you because you should probably read it if you are interested, but the book basically teaches you how to lead with a positive attitude. And what that does is, if you have employees, I'm a city council member, so like it or not, a city is basically a business funded by the people, right? That's what it is. And the city has many different employees. And what I try to be is very positive. And so, when I see different people, I try to say hello, how are you, and be as kind as I can. And it's something that it kind of lives with inside me, I think, just to be positive naturally. But within the book, it'll teach you the different effects of being a positive leader on employees that you have or coworkers that you have, because what it does is when somebody is more positive, they are more productive and they are happier. I mean, when you're at work for 8 hours a day, or some people 10 or 12 hours a day, I mean, that is a big part of your life outside of being at home. And so, I would say that's probably the biggest thing is being a positive person and being a positive leader. So yes.
That's good. Okay. Well, I'll be short here, I promise. I was going to first mention a book that I was just getting started on called Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. It's talking about investing in others. So I'm going to take a little curve compared to what a couple have talked about and, on the same page as Sam as far as positive leadership. There is a book that I've recently read, and I've read it a couple times before. It's called Your Next 24 Hours, and it was written by Hal Donaldson, CEO of Convoy of Hope. And so you guys know I'm a business owner, and you would think, hey, does he lead with an iron fist? How do you get your people to work? It's not like that at all, right? It's what we've been talking about, and it's what we've been talking about, what we have to put forward in our communities. And that is, and it's in this very quote, he says, fulfillment does not come from exceeding others, it comes from elevating others. And you quickly realize that others will see your vision, and you guys can do this together, and we can be one voice. And just like I tell people who we're doing this state rep race with, it's not about Mitchell, it's about Team Mitchell. It's your voice being carried to Jeff City. I want you guys to know that, and I've seen it, I think several of you guys can see it and can admit to it, that when your attitude changes and you realize I've got to invest in somebody else, your family changes, your workplace changes, and your community changes. So I think it's up to us to, something else that was mentioned in that book, and I recommend reading it, is every morning you get up, think about not what you can achieve that day, but who you can invest in, okay? And I think every day will be a little bit different. Once again, it's called Your Next 24 Hours, and it'll talk about 24 hours of kindness and see how that changes the world in you and everyone around you. That's all I got.